He ensured that in his remarkable lifetime, his children, Bolaji, Jide, Ladi, and Boyega, their wives and the grandchildren, were schooled in strong faith, an acknowledgement of the Almighty God. A good education, a strong culture of work, a high sense of family and achievement. They only need to be there for each other. And in fact, maybe also become vocal voices that would join causes that would strengthen the capital market and the banking sector. His beloved wife, Olori Abimbola Adetutu Balogun, and his loving sister, Chief Ronke Atere, his many siblings and their families whom he cherished, as well as his many friends, will miss this huge presence. May God comfort us all. Adieu, Grandmaster. Farewell, visionary, man of great faith, man of faith. Farewell, fierce warrior. Thank you very much.
Olori Abimbola Balogun, Bolaji Balogun, and the rest of the gang. I come here in a couple of capacities in relation to your husband and to your father. But I'm aware of the 5 minutes limitation. I'll try to comply. But let me first of all start where I was inspired to start. And it's by going deeper into my culture. Please bear with me. Awanwa, awo, awoti dorisha. In commemoration of the remarkable life and contributions of Chief Otumba Michael Olashubumi, Olaonipekun, Olaoshewogwe. This tribute serves as a testament to his legacy as a visionary business leader and dedicated philanthropist. Through his entrepreneurial spirit, strategic acumen, and unwavering commitment to societal development, Otumba Balogun shaped industries and transformed men. Today, we honor his exceptional achievements and remember his indelible mark he left on the hearts and society. His early life was to follow the footsteps of his father. They called him an entrepreneur. In Ijebu-Ode, okay, he was. But he then took it out of Ijebu-Ode, found his purpose, and he became unstoppable. He was a champion for education. Recognizing the transformative power of education, Otumba Balogun prioritized investing in human capital development. He established the Shubem Balogun Foundation, which implemented various initiatives to enhance access to quality education across the country, from scholarships to educational infrastructure projects. These efforts enabled countless aspiring young minds to pursue their dreams and contribute to national projects. He was a philanthropist and a social welfare personality. His philanthropic endeavors extended beyond education, encompassing healthcare, as we've heard, poverty alleviation, and social welfare. Through his foundation, he spearheaded impactful initiatives that aim to improve healthcare facilities, provide essential amenities to underserved communities, empower vulnerable groups, and support sustainable development projects in the country. His remarkable compassion and dedication to uplifting society touched many lives and created lasting change. A legacy of leadership and inspiration. Otumba's exemplary leadership style, characterized by integrity, vision, and inclusivity, served as an inspiration to entrepreneurs and professionals across the country. He believed that success should be shared, and he embodied this through his commitment to mentorship and nurturing talent, his exceptional work ethic. We saw him go to work every morning, driving from Sanusi Fafunwa through Adeyemo Alakija, and we saw him return to Sanusi Fafunwa in the evening, every single day, unless he was not in the country. Let me talk a bit about the clubman. Until his death, Otumba Balogun was a member of the Metropolitan Club. Unlike Benny, I won't ask Metropolitan Club members to stand up. He was a table one member until he died. A consummate clubman. He was a regular at our every Tuesday lunches. If he was alive and he was in the country, he would be there today. So many people in the club were there on that Tuesday when Otumba Balogun said, "I'm traveling tomorrow and I will see you when I come back." That was the last we saw of him. They called him Grandmaster here. I think that was the move that he played the best. We didn't visit him in any hospital. We didn't partake in carrying him up and down. He just sneaked out. And he didn't come back. Some of us are still waiting for that return. Until he first said to us, "Awoti Dorisha, Awa Ori." He will come in his choice cars, typically a Rolls Royce. I visited him once and I counted 7. And I asked him, 7? He said, no, there were 13, 8 surviving. That was the first time in my life that I associated the word survival with a car. I don't know how many are surviving still. Who knew him and didn't know about Ovington Gardens? Then they didn't know him. The Yorubas told a lot of stories, but they had only one character most of the time. The character had a name, had an oriki, and had a wife. Ìjàpá tìrókò ọkọ yánníbo. For as long as you are patient, Otumba Balogun told stories, and he had only one character as well. Can you guess who the character was? Otumba Olashubomi Balogun. For as long as you are patient to accept that character, he will tell you stories. He never envied anybody. For as long as you accept that your beautiful house is a replica of his own house, which he built many years ago. Once that is the condition, you are free to go. When he turned 70, the guy who sold him the Rolls Royce came with the Rolls Royce to Ijebu-Ode. And I think it was a mistaken identity. I think he was looking for Aigboje, But he found me and introduced me to the Rolls Royce. I said, if I carried this home, where will I say it came from? Said Aburo. The title of this is, by the way, Egbon Aburo. He called all of us Aburo. And none of us dared call him Egbon. So now that he's gone, I have to say to him, he had many Aburos indeed. He was the Egbon Aburo. I've told you about his storytelling. One character, Otumba Balogun. We will miss him at the club. We're missing him already. From so many perspectives. From his presence. Madam, nobody takes this thing from me. I'll soon finish. From his financial standing. He was no one you call 3 times or 4 times. He was no one you call to remind of what his obligation was. He was not. There are many people will call. No. You didn't. Once that is the obligation that is set for him, you got cleared and you went your way. He was totally devoted to his family, especially Olori Abimbola, who didn't know her name. To Bolaji, to Jide, to Ladi, to Boega, and of course his sister, who was as a twin. You couldn't claim to know him if you didn't know Mrs. Atere. You couldn't. You didn't know him. They laugh the same way. They talk the same way. If you offend one, you have offended the other. I mean, it's such a deal. Moki Boboyin, Eku Asheyinde, Eku Araferaku, Eku Dele Baba. Please, allow me to once again consult the talking drummer who beats his drum for me. And I want you to hear what he said. Olówó ń kú, tálíkà ń kú, ọmọ kékeré ń kú, àgbàlagbà ń kú, ikú, ikú, àlìmútù, àlìmútù. Ṣégbà ló yàtọ̀, gbogbo wa là ń lọ. Ṣégbà ló yàtọ̀, gbogbo wa là ń lọ. My singular prayer for all of us, very simple. Kí ọjọ́ kó jìnnà síra o. Farewell, Balogun.
Thank you so much.
We have a video documentary to show to you, and a few people will talk about Otumba. But I just want to add very quickly that we all that grew under Otumba, under his wings, realized that his name opened doors all the time for us. But there was one day, on one occasion, that Otumba's name did not open doors for me. When the new banks came, I looked at the trajectory of my career, and I realized it would be very difficult to become an executive director in FCMB, because I didn't see anybody who was going to leave in a hurry. So there were new banks coming out, and I thought, try your luck now, send out your CV. I sent my CV out to a few of the banks. There were a few of us who were heads of corporate affairs at that time. And I sent my CV, and the headhunters, the HR companies, few of them at that time, called me for interviews. The interviews were done, and 5 of them came back to me that I did very well, and that they wanted me to meet the management. And I looked at it, all right, I could negotiate. Because when I started work with Otumba, I didn't know how to negotiate. I wrote my application letter with Mrs. Adeku Sibe in his office. He gave me what he offered me. I was a civil servant, so you can imagine how much he offered me. Anyway, the chief executives of the 5 banks, I went to see them without Ms. Moloku knowing, because she was my direct boss. And I met the chief executives, and each one of them, Remy, you did well. We want you, but you know what? We can't take you. You can't take me how? Said, we cannot incur the wrath of Otumba Balogun. That's the story of my life, and that's when, and then I decided The father that I lost at 15, this is the father that I got, and 40 years on, I still remain member of the Balogun family. Never mind Femi Pedro saying that he's number one. Bolaji, even Bolaji and Jide and Ladi and Boyega and their wives, they know I'm number one. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there's a video on Otumba, interesting, over about 10 minutes. Please, can we have the
inquiry? Who is this man? Some even joking, saying that even his name, Olashubumi, attracts them. The role which friends like the Awujale and many others, whom I can't mention here today, have played in my life was not only God divides, it was of God's doing, but more than that, I think it helped me to proceed to the